Hello everyone, Elec here. So today we are going to be ranking every single season in Splatoon 3, or well, at least the ones that added content, because yeah, the game seems to be done adding content now, unfortunately, but yeah, we're gonna rank them. These are gonna be ranked just based off my personal enjoyment of each season, the amount of content that was added, the events that occurred, and yeah, and if you're wondering if I'm gonna talk about include the meta during each season, and nah, I don't think that's just more of a competitive thing. So yeah, it's just gonna be content and events and stuff like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So starting off with Drizzle Season 2022. Funny that they used this picture to represent it, but yeah, when the game first came out. So it's probably unfair to rank these alongside all the other seasons, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Honestly, it's an easy X tier for me, just because the amount of content that came with it was just great compared to everything else. So yeah, we got one kit for every weapon that was in the previous games, or well, mainly Splatoon 2, plus the 4 new main weapons being Wiper, Stamper, Stringer, and Reflux. So yeah, a ton of weapons to choose from. We got 12 stages, which was great compared to Splatoon 1's launch total being 5 and Splatoon 2's launch total being only 8. So yeah, 12 was definitely an improvement, even if the stages weren't that great at the time, and some of them still aren't that great, but yeah, 12 is pretty good. Of course, plenty of gear to choose from at the start as well, and yeah, we also got 3 Salmon Run stages. One of it's being spawning grounds, which is kind of bad, but it's whatever. That about does it for content. So yeah, plenty to start the game off, and we also got 2 Splatfests, being Gear versus Grub versus Fun, and Grass versus Fire versus Water, to celebrate the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And yeah, that's really all there is for Drizzle Season 2022, but I still think it's the best because of the sheer amount of content it came with compared to all the other seasons, and it was just a good time being able to experience the new game and finally being able to get out of the spammy nature of Splatoon 2. So yeah, I absolutely loved Drizzle Season 2022. So next up we got Chill Season 2022. So we're just going to start off with the weapons here. So we got 3 new main weapons. Of course, the highlight being Sniper Rider 5H, aka Pencil. Yeah, at the time the weapon wasn't really that good, but over time it's just risen to the top. So yeah, and kind of became a fairly disliked weapon in the game, but I still think it's a cool weapon design-wise, and it's got a fun kit with Sprinkler and Tacticooler. So, and then there's Big Swig and Nova, which no one really cares about. I mean, I know some people find Big Swig funny, but yeah. Not to mention they got some pretty bad kits. Nova got Point Center Whale, bleh, and Swig got Splash Wall and Ink Vac, which is also pretty bleh. As for the other new kits, though, I'd say they were overall pretty solid. You know, we got Aerospray RG with Sprinkler Booyah Bomb, which is pretty alright. It really should have gone Burst Bomb, though. Carbon Roller Deco with Burst Bomb Trizuka, which is really good. Custom Junior with Torpedo Wavebreaker, which is pretty alright. Dapples Nuvo with Torpedo and Reef Slider. Reef Slider is kind of baffling because Tetris already has it, so yeah. Forge Splattershot Pro with Suction Bomb and Booyah Bomb, a really good kit. Ink Brush Nuvo with Ink Mine and Ultra Stamp, which is alright. Same for Luna Neo with Fizzy Bomb and Ultra Stamp. Slosher Deco with Dart and Zipcaster. Not the greatest kit, but still really, really fun. And T-Tech with Splat Bomb Triple Ink Strike, really good kit. And Zinc Mini Splatling with Mist and Big Bubbler. So yeah, overall I'd say the kit quality was pretty good. And I think this is the season that also had the most kits, so yeah. Plenty of new and returning gear, so that's nice to have. We got 2 stages, so there's Flounder Heights from Splatoon 1 and the new Brine Water Springs, which, I mean, it looks nice, but yeah, the layout definitely isn't great. And a lot of people really don't like Flounder Heights. I mean, I can kind of get why, but I've even heard people say that it's like one of the worst maps in the game, which I definitely don't understand. I personally still like the stage. It's not as good as in Splatoon 1, don't get me wrong, but I still think it's really fun. We also got Mariner's Bay for Salmon Run, which is probably the worst Salmon Run map in the game, so yeah. This was also the season to introduce X Battle, so yeah, even if it's a kind of a frustrating mode to grind, it's still a third ranked option, so yeah, that's always nice to have. So in terms of events, we got the first big run, which took place on Wahoo World. So yeah, that was really fun to play. And then for Splatfest, we got spicy versus sweet versus sour, and dark chocolate versus milk chocolate versus white chocolate. And yeah, there's a bunch of some other miscellaneous stuff, and yeah, that about does it for Drizzle Season 2022. So overall, I'd say it was a decent season. I did have a good time with it, so I would give it a B tier. Okay, so next up is Fresh Season 2023. So this was the first season to add specials, new specials to the game. So we got Kraken Royale, which is one of my personal favorite specials. I know a lot of people don't like it, and I can understand why, but I personally find the special really fun to use, and I don't really find it that annoying to play against, honestly. And there's also Super Chump, which I mean, it's a pretty cool design special, but I personally never really cared for using it, and yeah. But it's still a new special, so. I'd say the kit quality in this season does have a slight edge over Chill Season. But yeah, we got 96 Deco with Wall Kraken, really good. Clash Neo with Curling Bomb, Super Chump is pretty blah. And no one cares about Clash either, so yeah. Custom Jet Squelcher with Mist and Ink Storm, which is pretty good. Crack-On Splat Roller with Squid Beacon and Kraken Royale. Yeah, roller fans will enjoy that kit, even if it's not particularly great. L3D with Burst Bomb and Ultra Stamp. Not the best kit, but the Burst Bomb definitely carries it quite a bit. And Zap 89 with Auto Bomb and Super Chump, which is pretty decent. Neo Splash-O-Matic with Suction Bomb and Triple Ink Strike. It is a good kit, but man, it's infuriating how it didn't get Zipcaster when it was in the second trailer. So yeah, that definitely got on a lot of people's nerves, including mine, because I really wanted Zip to be on that weapon. But I main Stamper now, so I don't really care as much about it anymore. Neo Sploosh with Squid Beacon and Whale, yeah, kind of bad. Rapid Blaster Deca with Torpedo and Inkjet, which is really fun, really good synergy-wise. Tri-Slosher Nouveau with Busy Bomb and Tacticooler, easily the best weapon in the season. And Zekofin Charger with Splash Wall and Triple Ink Strike, which is really good. So yeah, kit quality I'd say was pretty good this season. Definitely better than Chill. Plenty of new gear and returning gear, most of which were from Splatoon 1. This was kind of the Splatoon 1 style season because, again, we got a lot of returning gear from Splatoon 1. We got Kraken, and we also got the Inkopolis Plaza DLC as well. And for the stages, we got Umami Ruins and Mansa Maria, which I both think are pretty good. And yeah, for events, we got a big run on Inkblot Art Academy, which was, yeah, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. And this was also the first season to have extra work, which is, 5 waves with a set scenario where you try to, optimize everything and get as many eggs in as possible, which is, I'd say, is pretty big, which I do think is pretty fun for hardcore Salmon Run fans, but I personally prefer the more random nature of Freelance and Big Run. For Splatfest, we got Nessie versus Aliens versus Bigfoot, and Power versus Wisdom versus Courage, which was celebrating the release of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which also had the special tricolor stage. So yeah, that was cool. And yeah, we also got Ouroboros, the new King Salmonid, which, yeah, is a really cool boss, and the way you're supposed to attack it is really fun. So yeah, and that about does it for Fresh Season 2023. So overall, I'd say this was a really solid season. I had a lot of fun with it. I think they did a lot of cool things. So yeah, I would give it an A tier. Not quite S tier, but yeah, A tier is where I would put it. Okay, so Sizzle Season 2023. Well, let's just get started with the weapons once again. So we got 2 new main weapons, being Paintbrush and S+92. I don't really care for Paintbrush that much. I don't really like it, but S+92 is pretty cool. I think it's pretty fun. As for kits, Curling Bomb and Wave Breaker on Paintbrush is, well, alright, but S-Blast is really a dang. S+92 got Sprinkler and Reef Slaughter, which is pretty awful. Oh yeah, this is the season where none of the weapons got an actual bomb. Paintbrush did get Curling Bomb, and some of the other weapons got Ink Mine, which are technically bombs, but not really. They're more utility subs. You know what I mean. But yeah, for the kits, we got Tennis Sorella with Ink Mine and Trizuka, which is really good. Custom Delay Squelchers with Squid Beacon and Super Jump, which is, it's alright. Like Tetra Dualies with Sprinkler and Zipcaster. I really like Zipcaster on Light Tetras. This is definitely by far my favorite weapon in this season. Heavy Splatling Deco with Point Sensor and Kraken Royale, which I also think is pretty fun. I don't mind playing that weapon from time to time. H3D with Splash Wall and Big Bubbler, which I definitely think as a kid it needed. Rapid Blaster Pro Deco with Dart and Killer Whale, which is pretty alright. It's actually been seeing some use. Splatana Wiper Deco, yeah, definitely the worst Splatana. Squid Beacon and Missiles, just bleh. Anarchy Nova with Inkmine and Inkjet, which is an alright kit. And Big Swig Express with Dart and Inkstorm. Definitely better than the vanilla kit, but still not great. Yeah, kit quality definitely took a big dip this season, so yeah, and there weren't really a whole lot of weapons that were added that I like really enjoyed. Like I think the only one I really liked was like Tetra's. Heavy Deco's okay, but I don't know, yeah. Not much enjoyability from the weapons this season for me. Not a lot of returning, not a whole lot of new gear compared to Chill and Fresh. The stages, we got Barnacle and Dime and Humpback Pump Track, which I think are both pretty good. I especially like Humpback Pump Track. We got a new Salmon Run stage being Jammin' Salmon Junction, which I think is pretty good. We got the new challenge mode, which was definitely really exciting at first, but quickly became pretty controversial when it was revealed that it'd be under strict time windows. So yeah, I mean they did get better eventually, but yeah, it was kind of stupid. For events, we got a big run on Undertow Spillway, extra work on Gone Fish and Hydro Plant, and the Splatfest we got were Vanilla versus Strawberry versus Mint Chip, and Money versus Fame versus Love. So yeah, those were that. For challenges, there were some pretty fun ones like Too Many Trizukas, Sheldon Sampler, Foggy Notion, which I didn't play, but it looks cool. Extreme Jump Battle was really fun. That's one of my favorites. That's definitely one of my favorite challenges, probably my #1 favorite. And also Zip It to Zipcaster was great too. Me being the Zipcaster addict I am. This was also the first season to add new multiplayer music. We got 3 songs from Yoko and the Gold Bazookas, which is not my favorite band. I'll say that much. Overall, while the season did like have challenges and stuff and a new band, it just didn't really do a whole lot for me, you know. Like yeah, I didn't enjoy a whole lot of the weapons here aside from Light Tetras, and yeah, definitely not the season I enjoyed the most. I would have to give Sizzle Season 2023 a D tier, honestly. Okay, so next up we got Drizzle Season 2023, a year into the game. So yeah, let's see what we got. For new weapons, we got Dreadringer and Heavy Edit Splatling, which I think are both pretty cool. And for kits, Suction Bomb and Reef Slider on Dread is alright. Heavy Edit Splatling got Curling Bomb and Tacticooler, which is really good. And for the second kits, like once again, there's not a whole lot that I really enjoyed, but there's still, like, I mean, the kit quality definitely went up this season, so yeah, that's definitely a plus. We finally got Gold Dynamo Roller, which got Splat Bomb and Super Jump, which I think is decent. Custom Goo Tuber got Fizzy Bomb and Stamp, which isn't great, well, mainly because it's Goo Tuber, but it's still a fun kit. Machine Neo got Sensor and Bazooka, which is good. Blob Deco, Angle Shooter, and Kraken, which is Ballpoint Splatling, Inkmine, and Inkvac. A lot of people don't like this kit, but I think it's all right for Ballpoint personally. Sorella Brella got Autobomb and Inkjet, definitely the best weapon in this season. And Octobrush Nouveau with Squid Beacon Inkstorm, which is all right, and Inkline Tri-Stringer with Sprinkler and Super Jump, which is also all right. We also got the Grizzco Dualies this season, which is my personal favorite Grizzco weapon, just because, you know, it can roll 9 times and the rolls do damage, which is just so cool. Not a whole lot of gear, but that's whatever. For the stages, we got 2 brand new stages rather than 1 new and 1 returning. Crab Leg Capital and Ship Cargo Co., which I think are both pretty good stages. Returning Salmon Run stage being Salmonid Smokeyard. For events, we got Umami Ruins Big Run. I really enjoyed playing that big run, honestly. Extra work on Spawning Grounds. 3 Splatfests. First one being Shiver vs. Fry vs. Big Man, Zombie vs. Skeleton vs. Ghost for Splatoween. And the third Splatfest was actually split between regions. Like there were different themes depending on the region you were in. Like Japan had this weird one that honestly I have no idea what it is. But everywhere else got handshake versus bump, handshake versus fist bump versus hug. So yeah, there was that. For challenges, we got work the angles, where angle shooter was mega super buffed, became a one-shot. Swim it to win it, where you swim super fast, was pretty cool. Inkjets for everyone. The modded Rainmaker was pretty crazy. Barrel of Splat, I don't remember what that one is. Reslider Rally, and yeah. We also got H2O as a new multiplayer band, definitely one of my favorites in the game. Rope Stop and Go and Aquasonic are bangers. And we also got some other new music as well, like Big Betrayal, Daybreaker Anthem, and yeah, all that stuff. This was also the first season to give a stage renovations. That being, for this season, that was Mahi Mahi Resort. And yeah, it definitely made the stage better, especially on zones. It's really good on zones now. But I still think it's kind of on Rainmaker and Clamblets, and still pretty bad on tower control, but it was better than it was before, so yeah. But overall, I'd say Drizzle season 2023 was a pretty decent season. Not a whole lot of weapons that I really enjoyed, but the kit quality definitely went up, and it did a lot of really cool events too, especially with Splatfest and Splatoween and stuff. Some cool challenges. H2O was good. Yeah, I would probably put this in B tier. It was a decent season. Okay, so next up is Chill Season 2023. Oh boy, this is a good one. Okay, so once again, we got 2 new specials instead of 2 new main weapons. Those being Triple Splashdown and Splatter Color Screen. I'm a fan of Triple Splashdown. I do think it's a fun special, a really good rework of regular Splashdown from Splatoon 2. And Screen is, yeah, it's definitely my least favorite special in the game, especially with all of the accessibility issues. I personally don't suffer from them, but yeah, it does suck that it happened and that it was harmful to a lot of people, but it's a new special, so yeah. And I just don't think it's that fun to use in general, honestly. And yeah, for the kits, we got Foil Squeezer with Autobomb and Screen, which is alright. Snipe Rider 5B with Splash Wall and Inkstorm, which is pretty good. And Parry Splat Dualies with Curling Bomb and Splashdown. It is a fun kit, but I still wish I got Inkjet. Undercover Sorella Bro with Torpedo and Splatter Color Screen. It's alright, I guess. Custom Blaster Point Center and Splashdown. S 91 with Burst Bomb and Booyah Bomb. That's pretty good. I would definitely say the best kit in the season. So yeah, Pain Brush Nouveau with Point Sensor and Antenna Missiles. It's okay, I guess. Reflux 450 Deco is definitely the big loser of this season with Splash Wall and a Reef Slider. Don't really know what they're thinking there, but can be a fun kit, I guess. And then Splatana Stamper Nouveau with Mist and Crab Tank. Pretty solid. Not that much returning gear, but it's whatever. For stages, we got Robo Ramen, which is my personal favorite stage in the game. I think that stage is really fun. And Bluefin Depot. I definitely think Bluefin Depot was improved on from Splatoon 1. They added a moving zone, which is awesome. I love that. And they also have elevators, which is really cool. And I think the spawn area is much better. And I mean, the stage does have a few design issues that kind of hurt it for people, but overall I still think it's a decent stage. We got Big Run on Barnacle and Dime, which was fun. Extra work on Mariner's Bay, and no one cares about that. 2 Splatfests. We got Friends versus Family versus Solo for the Frosty Fest. And another region split Splatfest. Japan had Red Bean Paste versus Custard versus Whipped Cream, and everywhere else got Friday versus Saturday versus Sunday. So yeah. Challenges, we got Oh My Gosh, Fastest Blasters, Too Many Trizukas again, Swim It, Dress Up Showdown, Towering Tower Control with the Tall Tower, Making It Rain Here, where Rainmaker was in Turf War. Interesting. This was also the season where Chirpy Chips came back as a band, which is great, one of my favorite bands in the series. No Quarters is a banger, and Slopping Spree is decent, but I definitely think it's the weakest song in their library. And this is also the season where we got Megalodontia, which is definitely the hardest King Salmon did, but still really fun. Yeah, honestly, I had a lot of fun with this season. There were a lot of really fun new weapons with, you know, M parries, Custom Blaster, S-Blast, and Stamper were ones I really enjoyed. Robo Ramen's great, Bluefin's pretty fun too. And yeah, I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this season. So honestly, I gotta give it an S tier. I just had a great time. Okay, fresh season 2024. So a lot of people saw this as by far the worst season in the game, but as time has gone on, it's gotten better. But yeah, let's see what we have. So we got two new main weapons, being Dazzler Dualies FF and Recycle Umbrella 24 Mark 1. So yeah, new main weapons for the new weapon classes added in Splatoon 2. Yeah, this was kind of the Splatoon 2 season because, you know, we got a brand new main weapon for Dualies Umbrellas, a lot of returning gear from Splatoon 2. So yeah, and we also got Inkopolis Square for after you beat Side Order. Yes, Side Order was also a thing that came along with the season. Well, it came before Fresh Season came out. So but yeah, that's kind of its own thing. We're mainly just going to be focused on what came with this season. So for the weapons, or like the kits, Dazzler Dualies with Mine and Whale is okay. Recycle Umbrella with Dart and Bubbler is not great. 52 Deco got Curling Bomb and Screen, which is alright. Custom E-Leader with Squid Beak and Kraken, which is alright. Custom Explo with Splash Wall and Triple Splashdown. A lot of people thought this was like by far the worst weapon in this season, but even after since Triple Splashdown got its buff, it's actually become a pretty good weapon, and honestly, I really enjoy it. Dreadringer D was definitely the big loser with Squid Beacon and Wave Breaker. I know a lot of people were really looking forward to the new Dreadringer kit, only for it to get a really bad kit, so yeah, sorry Dreadringer players. Foil Flings a Roller with Suction Bomb and Screen, it's alright. Gluga's Deco, Point Sensor and Zuko, which is decent. Nautilus 79 with Suction Bomb and Triple Splashdown, which is decent. And new Squipper with Autobomb and Zipcaster, which is really fun. Like, yeah, you got, some of you probably don't know just how fun Zipcaster is on Squipper. But yeah, definitely my favorite weapon in this season. But yeah, kit quality once again definitely took a big dip from Chill Season, but there's still a few fun weapons here. So once again, a lot of new gear, especially returning from Splatoon 2. This time though, we only got one new stage, being Marlin Airport, which I do think is a good stage, but yeah, kind of a shame we didn't get two. But they only wanted one so that they could properly fill in the second page of stages, I guess. And then the last Salmon Run stage, being Bone Rattle Arena, which I think is probably my favorite Salmon Run stage, honestly. Just because it has so much going on and it's just really fun. We got Big Run on Eelto Alley, which is actually way more fun than I thought it would be. Extra work on Jam and Salmon Junction. And yeah, 3 Splatfests, another region split one. There was Japan had Lightly Salted versus Consomme versus Salted Seaweed Chips. Okay, interesting. But everywhere else got drums versus guitar versus keyboard. And then we had the Spring Fest with Baby Chicks, Little Bunnies versus Bear Cubs. And then afterwards was Same Old versus Bucket List versus Save the Day. This is also the season where Fizz Bangs were introduced, which were a good attempt to spice up Splatfest, but I still don't think it really adds that much, but still. For seasons, we got Full Steam Ahead, which was like the really fast rollers. I didn't play that one, but a lot of people said it was really fun, so. Dualies at 10 paces. Curling Hurl, the big curling bombs. Brella Good, which is really funny. We did also get a new multiplayer band, that being Riot Act, which I think is a pretty good band. Shifting Stars and No Plan Survives are pretty good songs. And yeah, I think that's it for this season. So I think this season was pretty okay. We were definitely initially very disappointed by the kits, but they did turn out to be better than we expected, I guess. Fizz Bangs were added. We had Spring Fest, and yeah, we did it. Well, the season did just do some cool stuff. There were definitely a lot of downsides, especially there only being one new stage, but I would still give Fresh 2024 a C tier. It turned out to be okay. It was definitely disappointing at first, but it turned out to be okay in the end. And finally, we have Sizzle Season 2024. This was another season that I had a lot of fun with. So to start off, we have 2 new main weapons, Wellstring 5 and Decapitator, the new main weapons of the new weapon classes introduced in this game. And this time around, we got both kits this time, rather than just one kit this season and then the other 2 future season. But yeah, 2 kits at the same time for each, which is awesome. We got regular Wellstring with Auto Bomb and Ultra Stamp, which is all right. Custom Wellstring with Point Sensor Wave Breaker. The synergy is there, but yeah, both those things are kind of undertuned. Mint Decapitator with Suction Bomb and Big Bubbler, which is decent, and Charcoal Decapitator with Splash Wall and Inkjet, which I was particularly excited for. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite weapons from this season. Not a whole lot of other kits, but the kit quality is definitely the best it's ever been. We got Bamboo with Fizzy Bomb and Super Chump, which is amazing, honestly, for Bamboo. Custom Dazzler Dualies got Burst Bomb Triple Ink Strike, which is really good. Custom Hydra Splatling, Ink Mine, and Splatter Color Screen, which is okay, I guess. Custom Range Blaster, Splat Bomb, and Splat Bomb and Kraken Royale, which was another one of my most hyped weapons. Heavy-Edged Splatling Nouveau with Splat Bomb and Crab Tank, which is really good. And yeah, Recycle Umbrella is definitely the big loser with Mist and Splashdown. Well, even still, it's a okay kit. It's mainly just the main weapon is not great. Not as much gear added, but it's really to be expected. And the final multiplayer stage being Lemuria Hub, which does have an interesting gimmick, and it's got the mirrored layout too, but I still think it's a rather stage, to be honest. I don't know, just don't really have that much fun on it, but it's not really the worst either. This season we got the big run where we played on all 6 of the previous big run stages, and this was also the season to have to introduce Triumvirate, where you fight all 3 King Salmonids as once, which is crazy. There was extra work on Salmonid Smokeyard, and yeah, the Splatfest we got were Palace versus Theme Park versus Beach for Summer Nights. And then there was also bread versus rice versus pasta. For challenges, we got Ultra Stamp Rally, Splat Bomb Rush, Super Jump-a-thon, Bucket of Crab Tanks, and that's really it. And another new band, or well, technically returning band from Splatoon 2, that being Sashimori with Amalgamania and Sea Source. So yeah, both pretty good songs, I would say. Really not much else, but regardless, I had a lot of fun with this season, especially with the new kits. They were all great. Well, most of them were great, but yeah, still, I had a lot of fun with this season, so I would honestly have to give it an X. Not an X tier, but an S tier. So, yeah. Well, that'll do it for my Splatoon 3 seasons tier list. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think below. Let me know how you guys would rank the seasons, and you know, which one was your favorite, least favorite, or whatever. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smack the like button, and if you're considering unsubscribing to the channel, be sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And if you want to support me even more, be sure to check my links in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.